Well, what's up, friends and fam? Had a look at the market today, right after the close, and market up or down. The market was down today. And remember, as I always like to say, we are at not the top. We're very close to the top, but it's not all-time highs. So, little push pin candle here, and little scatterbrain today. But as we get into the screener, you can see that we have some opportunity. So this is the day that we've all been waiting for, and it just so happens I'm here to look at the charts instead of being a slave to the grind. And I was thinking of that Beach Boys song, wouldn't it be nice, to make this every day again? So I think that's coming soon. But rant aside, let's go through the trading plan. Market up or down? Market was down. So next thing we do is we're going through positions we already own from smallest equity to largest equity. First, Tractor Supply. There it is. Still want to make sure that it fits the trading plan. PE and forward PE. Add them up, divide by 2, get an average. It's under 15. That's good. Dividend, we have EST and the dividend TTM. Both have a number over 1. I'm good with that. Debt is very high on this company, but it is under 4. So this is a buy for me, 30.59. Again, just one share as I try to keep position size to 1% of my total account or under without using partial shares. There are brokers that will let you do a limit order with partial shares, which I just found out. I think that's super cool. But this broker does not. So here we are. I'm going to cancel the sell order here. This thing's going to be going pretty slow. This will be kind of a longer video, most likely. So if you would, leave me a like on the video. Make sure you're subscribed and share this with your friends. There's a lot of interest when the market hits all-time highs. People that normally don't talk about the stock market, all of a sudden are talking about the stock market. And be very wary of that. Because rising tides, limit order, good till cancel, extended hours. But rising tides raise all ships or boats, or however the saying goes. And a lot of people who don't know what they're doing will make money. Simple as that. NOG. We'll chew right through this thing. But we have a lot of cash. We're positioned very well in this account to take advantage of small volatility, large volatility, safely, consistently. And I'm excited to share it with you. So if you appreciate that, let me know down below in the comment section. NOG is not on here. That was the OG. We've had that one for a long time, I think. CTSH. Cognizant. All right, we got PEs are in range, dividends, debt, very easy, 47.73. Again, I'm not worried that the stocks that I bought went down. That is actually probably the most likely of scenarios. But having a systematic way to average down my position while ensuring that the companies are still making money is my market advantage. Remember, if you don't have a market advantage, you cannot expect to beat the market. Oh, we're getting warning labels, so if we get cut off, I tried to make the video. It's not a cliffhanger video. Robert. I'm just a, Just a broke white guy trying to fucking make it through. That's it. But the stock market has changed my life, so it don't take but a few minutes for me the way I do it. All right, well, let the thing do its thing. Next one is Zoetis. Don't mess with the Zoetis. PEs, we've got dividends, and the debt's in range 76.94. Look at the drop on this guy. Whoa. And that's exactly why we don't go all in at the beginning. A measured approach with thousands and thousands of repetitions. My confidence is frickin' bulletproof. I'm going to order good till cancel extended hours. There we go. Got filled. And that's the beauty of being able to look at this thing before 7 p.m. on this broker. I can get some orders pushed. So after midnight, we'll be able to hack the PDT out of the loop. I think the PDT still exists. CDW. But I think it's going away. I don't know. I think folks should be more concerned about why they don't have $25,000. That's the real concern. So go get $25,000. It's not that hard. We've got PEs, dividends, and 99.30. Yeah, I've never made a lot of money at a job. I've just worked a lot of hours for other people and stacked it that way. So if you work super hard, you don't even have to be that smart or have that much of skills. You just can't eat the money. Most people eat the money. There you go. Rant aside, we'll push through this thing and have a glorious day. I'm way more excited for days like this where we have activity, the market's down, things are moving, than I am for all-time high days. So I was kind of a little bummed out a little as we were climbing up to all-time highs because I have accounts that are able to participate in that move. But this is not really one of them. One that just kind of just sits and hangs out. But remember at the end of the day, Eldos, remember at the end of the day, the whole goal is to beat the S&P 500 market. And we definitely do that. But there are certain periods in time in the market cycle where the market kind of runs up without us. So that's just something that you got to be okay with. 128.39. I haven't looked. I assume we still have money. Oh, we got plenty of money. That is pretty awesome. Remember, this account started $10 a week. It does not have a deposit now at all, and it cash flows. If you're curious how that works, check out the statement videos. There's they're on there. You know, you have to do a little digging. Every month there's one. Limit order. If you'll cancel, extended out. Pretty awesome that we have money to go through the whole plan. You don't get bits and pieces of the plan NFG. All right, we've got PEs in range, dividends, debt, 80/40. If you look here, I do not care that the price is up from the last time we bought it. We're building an average cost basis, and we're getting out basically at scalper level profits, which creates a very high win rate and a very steady, consistent, reliable source of income. And I live on investments, so it's important to me. Very important. And I want them to grow. You know what I mean, Burn? Just dated myself. Anyways, we got through that. So the next step of the trading plan, do you have one? Is it written down? Is it next to you? Should be. Next step of my trading plan is to look for stocks that are in my universe. And it's basically just looking for the higher quality names. But there is some base level research. I've talked to people who have a list of stocks of companies they know and stuff, but they haven't done any research at all. Again, go to my channel, search the word universe, and I'll take you exactly through how I do it. That'll at least give you something to base your plan on. None of these are really in my universe. So now we're just going to go through like gangbusters, top to bottom. PEs are too high here. I'm looking for a reason to not take it. So as soon as I see a reason to not take it, I'm not taking it. We're done. PEs are in range. We've got dividends, even though they're low. And debt. ACM 69.95. And the goal is to put all the money in. And a lot of people will be hesitant. Well, not as many as should be. Some people will be hesitant because we're near all-time highs. And I think that's a mistake. And you should definitely subscribe and keep watching the next few days to see how this develops. We have a new, basically, storyline, just like pro wrestling or whatever. We've got a storyline now. We've got orders in. Let's see how they play out, right? But the story has played out the same thousands of times on this channel. And beware of when people say that this time is different, because humans don't change. They don't. They act differently for short periods of time, but people don't change. Human nature is a thing, especially with money. All right, Brown and Brown. Got PEs in range. Dividends are in debt. 55.77, bro. Again, many of you will be tempted when you see the positions you already own underwater or have went down quite a lot, as some of these have. You'll be tempted to abandon those and buy new positions on the screener. Again, all that does is take away all of your market advantage. You don't keep a good marriage by hanging out with other people. even though people try that as well, don't they? We did CDW, we did that one. We got the old DG, PEs and range, dividends, and this is the stock that I missed back in the day that maybe I could have figured out. And then I already forgot it. We're looking at 102.98. By the time I knew what kind of a little bit more about stocks, they'd already built so many stores that at that time it wasn't that great of an investment. But it looks like, you know, fitting the screener for material and stuff like that, that valuations have come down to a more reasonable level. In order, good to cancel. So I'm happy to buy it. Makes me feel good. There is a fear that you've missed out on some of these companies, but all companies, even really good companies, go through times of tribulations and problems, and their valuations come into the range. It's just maybe not as often as you would like. PEs are slightly too high here on Dominant. That's another interesting company. PEs too high here on FE. At KBR, which I believe is doing a spinoff. It's on my spinoff list. Got nice PEs, good dividends, debts in range, 3208 KBR. And we'll have a few hours for these to hopefully fill some of them. And then we'll hypercharge the system as much as we can after midnight. And we're building quite the list. We still have $1,400 left. So we're not saving money for tomorrow. Like, oh, well, let's not put it all in because it might go down tomorrow. Yeah, could go down tomorrow. Nobody cares. Fees are too high here for McDonald's. That'll be one too that eventually will come down. They're in a panic. That's why when P's are too high here. And that's why in my trading plan, I have a universe. Because some of these companies will not be in range often. But when they are, I want to be involved with them. We're pretty much riding her out. All right, PE's too high here. I know this doesn't translate too well on the video, but this is equipment I got, so deal with it. Penny Mac here, very high debt, but it is that kind of a business. But I don't participate in that kind of debt level. Pool, slightly too high PE, but we keep watching these because if price drops, the PE will come down. And if it gets in range, I'm going to snatch it up. Roper, too high PEs as well. It's a fantastic company. We did Tractor Supply. Did we get Whirlpool? No, looks like we got out of it. We did Zotis, I think. Here's Whirlpool. And you can see they've cut the dividend. But we still have good PEs. The dividend's still there. Debt. But that's why the companies went down so much. Part of the reason. 41.29. for the old whirly pool. And this is a pretty cool cycle in the markets too. If you don't follow it, what's really going on, the earnings that are coming through in the S&P are very high, and we've had inflation happen and all that stuff. But so far, people complain about how expensive the things are, like gas and essentials at the market or whatever, but they're still buying them. Okay, so it's not to a level yet where people have stopped spending. So earnings for all these companies will go up. That'll affect your PE as well. So you can't just look at something like, oh, well, yesterday it wasn't in range, so I'll just skip over it today. That's just lazy behavior, and those people get to be employees, and the rest of us, out of the generosity of our hearts, get to provide jobs for them by being owners, company owners. So that's what we have for today. A little big picture. We can get her to load without too much of a delay. Is an insane run up in the markets, and that's why the investing account is so crucial as a member of this team. Remember, we've got big portion of that investing account is just the S&P 500, but we've also added an income cash flow element to it, because you cannot live on market gains without creating a taxable event. So we have income to do that, but we're right at the tippy top here of all-time highs, and that does not mean it has to go down. Remember that. So that's what we have for today. If you would leave me a like on your way out, make sure you're subscribed and share this with anybody who asks you for money. Remember, as a disclaimer, I own this stuff. You see me put the orders in. I'm not a licensed advisor. There are licensed financial people. If you feel like you need the advice of a professional, go ahead. But to understand there's risks in the market, you can lose money. And there's a reason why they call them brokers, because they are broker than you. So, what a day. Looks like we'll get another spot here in about another 7 hours. But checking in a few minutes, a couple times a day, truly has changed my life. I hope it has helped yours. If it has, let me know down below in the comments. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.